Who wouldn't want a little bit more happiness and grounded upliftment in their life? This practice, Stoking Happiness, an Uma Tantra social media challenge, is a simple one that layers together various practices from Tantric yoga that all increase the inner spark, groundedness, and amplify happiness. You're using AgniSara Kriya, which is an abdominal technique that increases and stokes inner fire and burns off mucus in the internal organs, specifically in the intestines. You're sandwiching that together with a real smile in your face and in your heart, in your eyes. The so-called smile mudra, asa mudra, H-A-S-A mudra, asa means smile, which is basically taking the middle three fingers and pressing them into the center part of your palm, wrapping your thumb around those three fingers and extending the little finger, and then with the palms up and palms facing forward as you actually hold the mudra with both hands, relaxed in your lap or on your thighs if you're standing. In addition to that, you're also using the two most commonly associated Bija mantras, or seed sounds, that have to do with Ganesha or Ganapati, the Lord of Hosts or remover of obstacles. Those two sounds are Gum, G-U-M, and Glaum, G-L-A-U-M. Gum, which widens the channels and the space, sound space within the lower abdomen and pelvis, and Glaum, which does the same thing through the chest and throat. So basically, AgniSara Kriya, you place your feet shoulder-width apart, you bend the knees and sit down as if sitting halfway down into a chair, and you rack your hands onto your thighs to provide more support. And from in that position, with the back held nice and straight so that there's no tension in your lower back, the glutes are lightly activated to keep the position. From there, you exhale fully, and then retract the abdomen towards the spine, and then pop it forwards all the way, retract it back, pop it forwards, flapping forwards and backwards, almost like the spinnaker, the front sail of a sailing ship, popping forwards in the wind, and then as the wind dies down, it comes back, and then as the wind builds up again, it moves forwards. Forward, backward, and it will actually produce a little bit of sound. You want to make it distinct, forward, and then backward, and then forward, and then backward, at first, and then eventually, by creating the connection to that whole range of motion, the big range of motion, the body will eventually start to move rapidly forwards and backwards, like a rhythmic spasm between the two. And that's the more advanced version of the same thing. But don't try to achieve that too early, because you'll end up with a very limited range of motion instead of actually defining the full range and then allowing the body to naturally find that rhythm. Into that, you're inserting the smile. So you're smiling already as you go into the posture. You do this as many times as you can comfortably while holding without breath, and then you relax and you inhale deeply. Slowly stand up so that you don't lose your balance or black out or get dizzy, especially if you have blood pressure issues. And after you've inhaled, you generate the sound Glaum internally. Still smiling. You put the hands into this mudra and relax them by the sides, opening the chest, and just allow that feeling that's generated by this particular tension and relaxation in the arms and hands. You'll find that you get a feeling of upliftment or rising energy in the body, rising up into the chest and beyond and opening up. Now, when you're doing the AgniSara Kriya, you're going to add in Gum, so that every time that the belly pops forwards, you hear Gum, and every time it comes back, it comes inwards. And you're not saying these words out loud, you're hearing them internally and producing them internally as if they're coming from a loudspeaker, a bell, or a gong. So again, you sink down into it, achieve the posture, and the belly is moved in and out. Repeatedly, with Gum happening each time it goes out. You're smiling. When you need a breath, you relax, you inhale fully. Hands go into this mudra, you continue to smile, and you think Glaum as you gently hold the breath, hearing the Glaum emanate from the bottom of the body up through the body. You breathe normally after that, and you do another round. The challenge is this. The first day, do at least 100 of these forward-backward movements with the gum, 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 gum feeling, taking breaths in between, anytime you need to, but 100 total of those forward-backward movements. Second day, 200 total. Third day, 300 total. All the way up to 700 total on the 7th day. It's a 7-day challenge. In addition, there's the social media component. Do this for 7 days. Your first day, you're going to do a total of 100 in-out movements of the abdomen. Now that's between as many breaths as it takes to achieve that comfortably. The second day, you're going to do 200 of those in-out movements. The third day, 300, all the way up to 700 on the 7th day. The social aspect of the transformative social media challenge is to actually document what you're experiencing. And it can be just a few sentences each day, basically describing what's going on and putting in the hashtags, hashtag UmaTantra, UMAA Tantra, and hashtag stoking happiness, all one word. You can do that on Facebook, 7 posts on Facebook, 1 each day. You can do it on Twitter, where you're doing a couple of tweets each day to complete your thought, using the hashtags, and then you can also do it on Instagram, doing a picture post each day with a caption describing what's going on using the hashtags. Again, any of those 3 media is fine. You only have to use one of them. You pick whatever your favorite is. And when you complete it, if you happen to be a member of the UmaTantra practitioner community, and you can read more about that practitioner community at umatantra.com, if you happen to be a member, you can send an email and let us know that you've completed it and where your social media posts are, and we will give you credit towards available media in the Practitioner Treasury Credit Bookstore. Thank you so much for supporting, and thank you so much for indulging in your own transformation. Do not do AgniSara Kriya during the days of your menstruation. Do not do AgniSara Kriya if you are pregnant or might be pregnant. Do not do AgniSara Kriya if you have hiatal hernia or ulcers of the stomach or intestines. Do not do AgniSara Kriya if you have heart condition without first talking to your physician. And do not do AgniSara Kriya if you have any important health conditions that your doctor would want to speak to you about first. That includes if you've had recent surgeries to the spine, to the stomach, to the abdominal region, or if you have anything like lap bands, stomach staples, etc., you'll need to speak to your physician and get okay before doing this practice. Do make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that you subscribe to our Tantra tips from umatantra.com, and go to umatantra.com for all the latest. Just to demonstrate how quickly you can do this practice, day 1 practice is 100 in and out movements. I'll show that right now. Smiling, gum on each movement, exhaled. Inhaling, belly's relaxed, Asa Mudra, smiling, glum. Exhaling, taking a few natural breaths if you need to, and then going into it again. There you go. As you can see, it does amplify the happy state pretty quickly. Enjoy.